Nope, still have a mask, sorry guys. Don't worry, soon enough this will be fixed. Twitter is a website that's 50% hot takes and 50% hentai. However, in the Osu community this number may slightly change, it's more like 80% hentai and 20% actual opinions. Point being, if I scroll my Twitter timeline for about 5 minutes I can get 10 different hot takes. It's not complicated to get many hot takes from the Osu community, however now I don't even need to do that anymore thanks to this one account, Osu Anonymous. Osu Anonymous is an account created by Omar Kamal Vinxis, and the way this works is you submit one tweet using a Google form and it will be tweeted anonymously, meaning anyone can say whatever they want and it will eventually be tweeted if it gets picked out by Vinxis himself. Now there's mainly 3 groups of people that use this account. From one side you have those people that may have their Osu opinions, they are a part of the Osu community but they don't have that much of a following on Twitter. So in order to actually engage in further discussion they will tweet things on that account, and that's totally fine. I respect that. Then there's another group of people that just say the most over-the-top generalized shit, and they do so in order to get a reaction, so it's in essence bait posts. And you know what? I respect that, because that's an art form that's been on the internet ever since the internet existed. Then there's a last group of people, and it's those people that may actually have a following on Twitter, but they are too scared to actually share their own opinion. Oh, God forbid they actually share a negative opinion. What? So what they do is use that Osu account. And you know what? I have no respect for those people, because I hate when people don't actually act like they are for real. They wanna just show their positive side, they wanna be big Changus, wholesome Reddit, Hot Winnie Jr. all the time. I don't want that, and in fact, if you want some unhinged opinions along with scores and shitposts, you can always follow me on Twitter, you know? I'm a real person, I act like a real person, and I say some pretty dumb shit like a real person. Also, Anonymous has quickly turned into the go-to place for hot takes and unpopular opinions, so for this one video I thought it would be a cool idea to just look at some of those tweets and react/respond to them, so let's argue. I don't understand the hate for cookiesy fanboys and others like them. I've always viewed it the way I would view a fan of a specific team in a sport. They are fans of that team and swear by them and root for them, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Yeah, well, I mean, to a certain extent that's true, but sport fans can be very fucking annoying. And so can cookiesy fanboys, or any fanboys for that matter. Nowadays cookiesy fanboys are obviously still a thing, cause I mean who isn't, I myself am one of them, though I'm not the annoying kind of fanboy. But those people are usually the people that go to other players' plays or other players' Twitch chat, which is even worse in my opinion, and they just start making comparison with cookiesy and hey, can you do this, can you snipe cookiesy on that, and after a while it gets very annoying. In 2020 I think it's less about the cookiesy fanboys and it's more on the White Cat fanboys, and I mean those people are rabid fans that just go to any place possible just to compare their player to White Cat and say how much White Cat is better. So you know, obviously there's nothing wrong with rooting for a certain player or being a fan of a certain player, as long as you're not fucking annoying about it, which is basically what most fanboys are. So yeah, I have to disagree with you there, sir. Most top level hard rock plays are so fucking boring, like yeah bro, you can tap the same 2 keys at the same time for 7 minutes and maybe hit a space stream after that, yeah, I do not care. I'm gonna have to throw the bait alarm on this one. Of course it's a bait post, but the sad thing is that there are actual people who think like this, and those are very popular, especially on Twitch, from my experience at least. Many people, when they see a map that's very long, they start getting bored and they start spamming the fucking, you know, Resident Sleeper emote, and personally I find that to be very disappointing, cause just because a map is more focused on, for example, streams, flow aim, or maybe even just consistency in general, so it's a very long map with certain spikes in certain sections, it doesn't make it boring, okay? And this certainly doesn't make it less valuable than DT plays. Truthfully, I don't think this is an unpopular opinion. I'm pretty sure most people do realize that hard rock is a different skill set compared to DT. However, many people, especially on Twitch as I said before, prefer to have jingling keys in front of their eyes the whole time so they don't get distracted by those long boring maps, and instead they go with the high octane, high dopamine PP jumps. So you know, that's kind of sad. I don't really like that, but I guess that's where the game is headed to a certain extent. So yeah, this is a bait post, obviously. Don't listen to this, everyone knows it's not true, but there are actual people that think like this, so it's really bad, guys. Come on, stop doing that. If you have more than 50,000 Reddit karma, you should not be allowed to hold an opinion on mapping or top players, ever. Well, shit, I guess I need to check my Reddit stuff, wait. Oh, great, I'm safe. I'm safe. I can still share my opinion, guys. Let's go. If a girl texting is texting you GN, she isn't hoping you sleep well. She's reminding you how much of an astro virgin you are compared to Isaac Vick. For those of you that don't know, that's GN right there, the Osu player. Well, to be honest, I don't really have much to say on that. I just really enjoy the word Astro Virgin, and I also want to remind you that this is stupid because no girl texts Osu players. So I'm sorry, this tweet is wrong from the get-go, but I really enjoyed the Astro Virgin word. That's a very good one. The Osu community isn't welcoming to new players. I feel like if you are new to Osu, your opinion doesn't matter and you aren't respected. Well, I mean, you know, that kind of makes sense in a way. I don't mean to be rude or anything, but if you are new to the game, if you just started playing, what kind of opinion can you hold? You can't really hold a valuable opinion because you don't have enough experience with the game itself, right? So if you start playing, you're a very new player, most likely you won't have any groundbreaking opinions, or maybe you're the kind of guy that just looks at fucking, you know, YouTube and says, oh yeah, Bistrol is the best player in the game because he's the most famous. If you're talking about top players though, I completely disagree. In fact, over the last few years and over the last few months especially, there have been a lot of new and young players who have been welcomed to the Osu community. Way more than the test, in my opinion. So, you know, I guess you missed the mark there. I'm not sure if what you even mean by their opinion doesn't matter and they aren't respected. If you are super new, that's just normal, okay? If you're talking about respect in the sense that maybe people just insult you for being a 6-digit, I guess that's kind of bad, but it really all depends on how you act, you know? If you are the stereotypical 6-digit that just comes to your Twitch chat and requests fucking Galaxy Collapse, then of course I may just not take you seriously and not respect you, in quotes. But you know, I think that's pretty normal, it doesn't have anything to do with the Osu community. Why do all the girls that stream Osu shit? None of them are actually any good at the game, it's honestly confusing. Well, first of all, the first part of your tweet, sir, I understand that's a typo, but I also gotta correct you there, because we all know that girls don't shit. Come on guys, let's be honest there. When it comes to your actual point of them not being good at the game, I just don't think many girls play Osu, and understandably so. I mean, who the fuck would spend their time clicking circles to anime? Of course it's the boys, the male brain, you know? We can pour hundreds and thousands of hours into games that really have no point other than giving us our dopamine fix, so you know, I guess that's why males are popular. However, if you don't want to see bad girl gameplay, you can always come to my Twitch at twitch.tv/Spasa17 for that manly gameplay, you know what I'm saying? Score multiplier for mods needs to be on a map by map basis. There are very few instances where easy HDT, which I'm assuming it's easy HDDT, should be worth less than no mod. Similarly, hard rock should outweigh hidden in most cases. Well, I mean, I'm not quite sure about the whole easy HDDT. To me, easy HDDT is way harder than no mod, but that's just because I have no experience with easy. I don't know how to play that or read that. But maybe people who are actually experiencing those mods may disagree. I'm not quite sure whether that's a very good argument. I don't think no mod should be less than all of those mods, I suppose. But I definitely agree that hard rock should be above hidden in not most cases, but all cases. Fuck you guys. Hubert Zolik desperately needs to be pissed on, like completely drenched in piss. That will be really hot. Well, I'm not the type of guy to judge other people's fetish. I think every fetish is fine as long as you're not hurting anybody. And actually, you know, drenching someone in piss probably implies you have to drink a lot of water, which means ultimately you're gonna be very hydrated, so this is a very healthy fetish. Just make sure it's consensual and go on and drench people in piss, man, all the power to you. Don't DM me though, I'm really not interested in that kind of stuff. The rebalance will never go live, and anyone that talks about scores like, ooh, this will be worth so much in the rebalance is fucking brain dead. Enjoy your scores for the score itself, not because it gets buffed by like 3 PP after you die, holy fuck. Well, Jesus Christ, man, there's a lot to unpack here. Well, I guess I enjoy with the part that says enjoy your scores for the score itself, but that doesn't really apply to the PP rebalance, you know, it just applies to the game in general. Try to set scores because you enjoy setting the scores and not because of the imaginary PP value that it gives to you. Unless you're farming, in which case that's totally fine, I suppose. I disagree with the whole the rebalance will never go live, and this whole attitude is like this because of you assholes shitting on the rebalance continuously and not giving proper feedback on it. If you guys maybe spent your energy actually trying to find problems and point them out in a way that's reasonable instead of shitting on the rebalance on Twitter or stuff like that, maybe it will be released by now. I think very few people can make the argument that the current PP rebalance is worse than PPV2, and if you do, I honestly I don't know what to tell you, dude. Just take a look at PPV2 right now and really, just tell me if it's really the case. I honestly don't think so. Like, there's no fucking way the rebalance is worse than PPV2. Is it perfect? No. Is it ever gonna be perfect? No. So, you know, why not go with it? I honestly just don't understand. But hey, the rebalance will eventually come, and try to have a positive attitude towards it. And I don't see the problem with people just wanting to farm future PP, if so to speak, you know? Who gives a shit? They're not brain dead, they're just calculating stuff ahead of everyone else. Improving in Osu is 5% mindset and 95% natural talent. Now you see, this is another bait post, 100%. This is the bait incarnate, but unfortunately there is many people that actually think that way, which is depressing. I guess mindset is very important. Again, it's probably the most important skill in Osu, but I'm gonna talk about that in a later video. Natural talent does play a role. I don't think genetics and natural talent don't exist, because they exist in everything else, so of course they're gonna exist in Osu. But it's definitely not like this, like it's not 95% talent and 5% mindset, it's probably the opposite actually. So yeah, don't get discouraged guys, come on. Have a positive mindset, but we'll talk about that in way more detail in another video, so don't worry. Akitoshi's Twitter Avi gets me every time. Seeing that smooth anime girl armpit on my timeline just make my day that much better, God bless. Well, I'm not really familiar with that, let me see. Well, I mean, what can I do other than agreeing, right? Whenever I jerk off and have Osu open, I think Pep is watching me do it and it turns me on. Yeah, I think that's probably gonna be enough for today. Thank you guys for watching. And please, by all means, tell me if you actually enjoy this kind of content, because if you do, I may make more of this. But I really don't want to use Osu Anonymous all the time, because I know there's gonna be the most insane hot takes on there. Maybe I will let you guys send your own hot takes, whether it's on Discord or maybe Twitter DM, or maybe I can actually create a Google form myself so you can submit them anonymously. I will definitely consider that. For now, all I can say is I hope you enjoyed this video and I'll see you guys next time. Have a good one, dude.